crazy
Well,
how
dude, there's been some times where like people call, like I call it LIGHTSPEED fate.
yeah.
It's been happening for years. Every single time I'm about to be smashed, something would happen. But the 50 grand you're talking about, I didn't get it. I didn't get the 50 grand.
How long ago was that?
Like in the beginning.
Like
I told my buddy who had the money, give me 50 grand and I'll give you half the company, because I needed 50 grand. And he didn't give me the fucking 50 grand. And so he doesn't have half the company that would have just paid off big. Now, that was the 50 grand. However, there's been times where I needed like 75,000 for payroll within like 2 weeks, or I was screwed. Week goes by, I'm out there hustling, trying to figure out how am I going to get this money? How am I going to get this money? I'm making deals. I'm knocking on doors. No deals are coming in. Like 3-4 days before the payroll was due, and I was going to obviously have to tell everybody, hey, your checks aren't going to clear, which has never happened in 20 years. The phone rang. I pick up the phone. I'm like, hello? Hey, so-and-so and da-da-da. And next thing you know, it's a customer that I'd pitched freaking before that finally just out of the blue calls. And I'm like, okay, let's make a deal. And they're like, okay, how much was it? And I'm like, it's actually $76,250. And they're like, okay, I'll wire you the money tomorrow. And it's like, son of a bitch, dude, there's payroll. So there's been a lot of close calls like that.
What years were these? Were these like the first 6 years, first 5 years, first 3 years?
I'd say first 5 to 10. But keep in mind, I was also ahead of my time, dude. Like right now, interactive virtual, first of all, right now, online training's blowing up huge.
Yeah.
It's going to be, $500 billion industry in the next 3 to 5 years. Everybody and their dog realizes that online learning is actually better in most cases than live. Why? Many reasons, but everyone's starting to realize it. Dude, I started this 20 years ago when no one was doing online training. Nobody had a course online. Nobody was selling their expertise. Nobody. I damn near started the whole fucking thing. So when you're ahead of your time like that, like, dude, you really have to have grit, because if I'd have started it now, dude, I would have blew up much quicker. But nobody even knew what the internet was when I got started. Literally, people didn't have websites. You'd knock on doors and companies did not have a website. Nowadays, if you don't have a website, dude, you're probably not even real. There were no iPhones. There weren't even any cell phones, I don't think. Maybe there were. I got to think. But anyway, where were you going with that?
Well, because this is the reason why most people don't make it in life big. Like 99% of the people are just scared, and 1% of the people have the balls to take those big risks. And let me continue with this.
That's right.
First driven event. And this is I don't share this that often, but I want to share it here because it relates, and your story inspired me to make that first driven like a reality. Because when I was doing driven 1, I remember I was here and I told you about my multi-units. I told you, hey, I have about 18 units. I'm selling all of them. I'm going to make that money and I'm going to buy more. And I did that. I'm never scared to create more income. And then I take risks, and then money comes when you least expect it. So I didn't have the money to put Driven together because my money was tied up. So I was broke. Driven first, I didn't have the money. But I came back inspired, and I said, I'm going to put Driven together because that's my dream to speak on stage. I want to make this shit happen so that I can, the people that were hating on me motivated me to go do it. So I put it together, and I said, you know what? I have enough money right now to give Grant his deposit, and I have enough money to give the Ritz their deposit. Let's just commit, sign it. If we can't fund it, we'll lose the money. And guess what? When I gave those deposits, all of a sudden now ticket sales are coming in like that. And money's coming from all over the place. People now, and money we created money.
Sponsorships.
By having that idea and having that execution because of the courage that I had. And we put it together, we funded it, and then our business blew up from there. My social media blew up from there. Second driven even more, and now the third driven. And that's what happens when you have that courage to just commit and then create money later.
That's right. I'm gonna give you another bomb.
Question that's really important.